Okay. And let's get the old ticky-tock going. Oh, hang on. I need to make sure this is... I do this every time. Just start every stream with me just going, oh, I'm listed as private. And let's get this on. We can do this. Right. Public. We are live. We are live. Welcome, 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 welcome. Testing 1, 2, 3. Whoop whoop. It all begins here. All the fun begins right now. As you all start to arrive. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? We're all getting there. Slowly but surely. Right, what's my stream look like? Ah, it'll do. It'll do. You'll all survive. Till I get better at this. I'm not an old hand just yet. I'm still beginning. Still learning. Still new to it all. Where we can all just figure it out together. I need what I need is experts. I need to wet the whistle. Hang on. With my old caffeinated beverage. Welcome in, welcome in. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got... Hi Cat. Great to see you again. Welcome back. Glutton for punishment, I see. How are we all doing? Everyone's so quiet. This is the first time TikTok has been quiet in a long time. Am I jinxing myself here? Well, it's great to see you here, Kat. Wayne thanked me for making you a moderator. I think he was feeling the pressure of having to turn up to work when he's at work. Wow. And here it begins. Here it begins. They've started. Hang on. Okay. Whoa. Right. I need to get it. I've missed some of them, but we'll catch up. Actually, Randall, Clan Scott, although Scottish, I was reading a paper. I haven't finished reading it yet, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But there's one person who says that the Scotti, who give their name to the Scots and stuff, one academic believes they come from Leinster, which I thought was quite an interesting thing. But I'm still reading up on it and cross-referencing peer-reviewed sources before I go fully into that. And I'll probably put it in the Scott video, but Clan Scott's Scottish. Megalithic Ted, hello there, love the content, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Elliot Clan. O'Neill checking in, happy streaming, thanks very much, son of a banker. Yeah, Elliot Clan's Scottish, but I mentioned them quite a few times actually, and they're one of my favourite clans, as it were, for and although I really should do a Scottish night, I've said this for a couple of nights, but because they start off as a Highland clan and then move down to the Reavers, become Reavers. I have a video on this, but they're one of the only Reavers that still operate in the clan sort of system. So they still have a Taoiseach, they still have a clan chief, inverted commas. And so whenever families would go out reaving, like your Armstrongs, etc., would go out reaving, some branches of the Armstrongs could refuse to go or just wouldn't turn up. But the Elliots worked in a clan system, so they all turned up, so it was really good. Oh, Sullivan Clan, yeah, I've covered them so many times. I have a full video of them on YouTube. They're one of our band names because I've got so many sources on them, but there you go. They're from the Oanocta, which was a tribal group that ruled Munster after kicking out another group called the Corca League. And they moved down to this sort of area, Kilmackie sort of area, and then they moved to the peninsulas you see here. And and I just actually did a wee video on them today about the March of the O'Sullivans. It's quite a sad story. There's a video out that came out today with some great music from Aaron Dolan. So yeah, I would definitely check it out. It's quite a heart-wrenching story, the O'Sullivans, the end of the O'Sullivan Bears, these guys here, which was the main line. Well, actually, that's a lie. The O'Sullivan Moors were the main line, but the O'Sullivan Bears seem to like supersede them. Yeah, Wayne is cool. Yes, he is cool. Wayne's he's a lovely man. He's been here pretty much from the start, actually. So he gets away with murder. To be fair, why wouldn't he? So yeah, they're there's the O'Sullivans. But I would say get on YouTube, check out the full video. Hi Shan, welcome in. It's great to see some of my subs here. Hope to see you on Saturday. Dalzell is I know that's one of the many variations of how to pronounce that name, but I always say that I knew a Dalzell from here, from Northern Ireland, and he pronounced it Dalzell, so I will too. And but they're Scottish. We're doing Irish, so if you're Dalzell, you're more likely Scottish. Anybody know this fella's on YouTube? Well, I mean, I have to promote, don't I? Get yourself across there. I'm actually bigger on YouTube than I am on TikTok, I'll have you know. You can't say a certain word on here, like murder. Oh, can you not? Has there been a murder? That's a terrible Scottish accent. You'd think from being coming from the north, I'd have a better Scottish accent. O'Kane's. Yeah, there's actually many variations. O'Kane, O'Cahan over here, at the very top of Antrim, and well, they spread across from like Antrim all the way along this sort of reach here, top of Derry, top of Antrim, and then there's O'Cahans famously from down here, but I don't think they're land owning by the 17th century when this map is from. So KT, thank you for the rose. Stevie, thank you for the rose. Chris, thank you for the rose. Alicia Khan with the 70. Wow, thank you very much for that. You did not have to do that, but I really do appreciate that a lot. Kelly, thank you for the rose as well. Krista White, thank you very much for the rose. Very much appreciated. Thank you. So yeah, Canaan. I did a video on them literally yesterday. So Canaan comes from many variations, but the two, Canaan, Coneen, primarily come from, excuse me, from, see this O'Hara here. There's a wee place called Ballina here, and there's probably Ballina there, and just to the sort of right of that is Ballycaneen, which is one of the areas. They're related to the O'Dowds, but they were ruled by the O'Haras. And then there's another branch down here, which I'm not sure where they descend from. It's probably here, from Carrocaneen. I could have got those two mixed up, but Carrocaneen and Ballycaneen. But yeah, there's another branch here, which was lands originally held by the Kirkabashkin, but which is a tribal group. But I'm not sure who they're related to, because the Mahans eventually come in here and sort of take over, and I'm not sure if they're followers of the McMahons or if they're an original family. O'Dwyer, yes, from Tipperary. There you go, right there. Boop. Smack bang. I was speaking to an O'Dwyer the other day. We were having a nice little conversation about the origins of the family. So I've got some lovely notes that I need to put up into a video. Yeah, so that's them. I will do a video. Griffin, Welsh, English, and Irish. There's Ballygriffin here in County Clare, from which the Griffins come from. I think a branch of the Tudors, were they Griffiths or Griffin? They changed their name. Um, sort of like Henry Tudor's like great uncles or great great uncles or whatever. Um, became, and they're from Wales, the Ap Tudor. Um, but yeah, there's an Irish branch, Griffin here. Us Kennedys have a long and storied history. Yes, do both the Irish and the Scottish branch. The Irish branch tend to be associated with Upper Ormond, and they are related to the O'Briens through McKennatig, which was O'Brien's father, or Brian Boru's father, should I say, more accurately. And yeah, they're that's where they're from. So, but there's the Scottish ones um, do have a really long history. I believe they have. I was reading up on them not too long ago actually. They're ancient Brythonic links, but I'm yet to sorry, I'm yet to fully go into that just yet. So once I've sort of peer reviewed the sources and had a look at all that sort of thing, then I will uh, go into it a bit more. Keith, Keith, perhaps in Scotland. Yeah, Keith is a Scottish clan. You had like I know that they have three stag's heads. Because there was the standard of William Keith, third Earl of Marshall of Scotland, and his standard was carried by Black John Skirving of East Lothian at the Battle of Flodden. And I only know that because I'm working as a historian for a mod for a game set in the one of the can't even get my words out, but a mod for a time period. God, I must be more tired than I thought. 14th century, and yeah, that came up. So Clan Keith, McMurray's. I cover them most nights. To be fair, I cover them most nights. McMurray's tend to descend from here, from the Leinster lines, from Dermot McMurray. But there are McMurrays all over because it's also used anglicised now to Murphy, and so there are multiple unrelated lines all over Ireland. It's a very common name. But yeah, let's have a look here. Bunsby, thank you very much for the rose. KT, thank you for the tofu cat. Adam Sloan, thank you for the TikTok symbol. Wayne AF, thank you for the 2 roses. Matthew Laverty, thank you for the rose. I really do appreciate these. Kathleen RN, thank you for the rose. KT, thank you for the hearts. Or the puff, heart puff. Some of these are, it doesn't mean some of these are a bit random. McSherry surname. So McSherry is it's a Scottish surname that came across with the Galloglass, the Galugla, who were armoured warriors that came, seasonal warriors originally, that came across from Scotland and the Isles. And so the McSherrys kind of ended up all over Ireland. You'll find them in Leitrim, you'll find them in Cork. It's wherever they were given land, because the Galloglass, unlike sort of like the Redshanks or other seasonal warriors, they were given land by the heads of families. So yeah, it's Phelan is I covered them before in a quick video, and we have is up here somewhere, the Dacia. They're related to these, so it's often anglicised to Whelan or Phelan or Whelan. There you go. So that's feelings. It's an anglicization of that surname. Um, so yeah, the family tree has Lucy. I'm not actually aware of that name, if I'm honest, as in an Irish format. Um, I'm not aware of um, um, that name in an Irish format. I'm sorry. I can have a look for you later on. That's not a problem. Foley. Yeah. So Foley's got a couple of variations, but again, they're linked to the Dacia too. They're links to the these. So if you Dacia without Dacia. So Waterford areas tends to be an area where the Waterford area is the area where the Foleys are from traditionally. Doherty covered them. I've got a full video on them on YouTube, as I mentioned. Someone keeps telling me you're mentioning YouTube. Go across to YouTube. Take a hint. But they're from here. There is a small Doherty's or Doherty's even. They come from Clare, a lot smaller, but Doherty tends to come from Inishowen. Irish Arctic Witch, thank you for the rose. Bunsby, thank you for the heart me. Ice Goddess, thank you for the rose. Emma Crime, Emma Crime B, thank you for the heart me. Irish Arctic Witch, thank you for the rose again. I do appreciate them. Thank you very much. I did see a O'Kelly's. Oh, there's loads of O'Kelly's. Look, there you go. This is probably the most famous line of O'Kelly. And they're from the Evina group, King group, who sort of owned most of this sort of area here. But then were pushed inwards. But you also have O'Kelly's Akula, which is over in Wicklow. You've got O'Kelly's in Ulster. You've got, I think I've got a O'Kelly video, but it's not about all of them. But I think I mark where they all are from. Because you've also got Kellys from Scotland, you've got Kellys from Cornwall. Gallagher of Donegal, Owini Island. Well, Gallagher is from right here. Gallagher is actually found on both sides, although they're probably related, but it's quite well spread around this Donegal Bay and Sligo Bay. Most people think they are it's like a means like a foreigner, but they're traditionally a Gaelic family or Irish family or however you want to put that. Where's Berry from? Berry from? Show me please. All the way down here. It's actually an abbreviation of Barry. So, so the Barrys here are Norman extract that came across in 1169 with Strombo, and they would own lands all around Desmond, but they actually settled in a place where there was a clan called the O'Bera who anglicised the name to Barry and Berry. So, but it's very hard to distinguish. In fact, it's almost impossible to distinguish what line you would come from. Probably genetics DNA would be the only way to sort of. Jesse, did I not do Burns are here in Wicklow traditionally, but around the O'Toole country. But you do find branches up here, all the way along here. Burns, so many variations. I have a video on the O'Burns on YouTube. Please go along and look at it. And then if you have any questions, come back and ask me. Could you talk about how the Normans interacted with the Gaels in both Ireland and Scotland? What were the similarities, differences between two situations? Wow, that's deep, Highlander. That's deep. Okay, so how they interacted at Scotland? Well, they kind of interacted differently because in Scotland they were invited. King David was reared in a Norman court in London, who became King of Scotland, and he invited Normans is obviously a very over-encompassing name, or encompassing, as in it involves many branches of, Brehons, Normans from, from Normandy, uh, Flemish. It's quite an aura. And then when they've settled in England for 100 years, they start having other families. Maybe so you have the Berkeleys. You have there is a Scottish family who claim descent from a Saxon family. She played the angel in Constantine with it begins with an S and I can't think of her name. Anyway, yeah. So you'll have families that adopt the Norman culture. Anyway, so the Scotland they were invited. They they were granted lands, and many families would, like the Elliots, would become Gaelicized, or you know they would take on the cultural habits of their subjects, basically, and that then they would also plump it up with their own sort of way of, normally in the administrative way. So you have kingdoms, you have triacaquets, you have tours, which are like in Scotland and Ireland, which are like landowning structures, like counties or shires or states. Let's just say, like, if you give you a good example, and they restructure them to the Norman way of doing it, but they adopt dress, language, habits um, of the locals. So the administrative side of it became Norman, but the everything else became Irish or Scottish. Um, but that's in Scotland and Ireland. It was very much the same too, but you had different types of Normans. You'd have the Fitzgeralds, who, when you hear the term, became more Irish than the Irish themselves. It's normally attributed to the Munster or Desmond Fitzgeralds, Fitzmaurices. You had the McWilliam Burkes, who became like totally Gaelicized. In fact, there's a McJordans up here. I don't know if they're still here on this map. Yeah, here you go, Jordans. The McJordans, who are a branch of the Burkes, and they became totally Gaelicized. You have the Ellicotts here, who are totally Gaelicized Norman family. But then you'd have the Butlers, the main line of the Butlers, the main line of the Fitzgerald Kildares, who were looking to England for their inspiration, as it were, their leadership. So they were ruling it a bit differently. But they, by and large, we have records of the Butlers granting lands to Gaelic families, um, like the O'Maras. So it's a very complicated subject and a very long-winded one that I probably just fluffed around it and went backwards and forwards and stuff because it's quite a deep subject. Um, but yeah, Burke, yeah, these guys here. So the Burkes came across. I believe they came across in 1172. So here you go, the Burkes. You have Burkes down here as well. Here you go, Burkes. They broke off into two main branches. There you go, McDavid Burkes, McWilliam Burkes. Actually, now I think about it, the McJordans didn't come from the Burkes. They came across from a Jordan who was sheriff of Connacht. But yeah, Burkes, all Connacht. Hello, someone told me the surname Manuel came from Ireland. Is this true? I don't know. I don't know. Sounds very Scottish to me. Not Scottish, European to me, sorry. I honestly don't know. I've never come across it. Sorry about that one. Chasing the Dragon, thank you very much for the rose. Sue, thank you for the rose. Double Time, thank you for the heart me. I've done Burn. Go if you want Burn. Go to YouTube. I've got a full video on them. Is there much information on the O'Carroll Sept of Dalburns? Found out and descended from them, but seemingly disappeared from historic records as far as yeah, the O'Carrolls of Dalburn, from Oshery, Osherga. They should be. Here you go. There's there you go, Ely O'Carrolls. There's more information on them than you would probably find on the Monaghan O'Carrolls. Um, I don't know of because Archiela is not really the kingdom of Archiela is not really that well recorded in comparison to Usherga or Ossery. So yeah, it's I'm surprised that you. Oh, and I was trying to find the map to no. Oh, I don't know if it'll let me save a. Oh, it's not gonna let me send it. Hang on. There you go. If you maybe that, put that into Google, and that'll get you the map up. No. Oh, ignore all that. Let me try that again. Why is that? No. Hang on. This is it's copying too much of the link. No, hang on, it's copying too much of the link. Can you see just the? There you go. Just the map showing the principal family surnames at the commencement of the 17th century. That should bring you up the map. So many O's. I'm guessing I'm wrong, but the surname Rogan being Irish, as in what, you don't think it's Irish, or you do think it's Irish? Because there are Rogans and Regans in Ireland. It is a well-known family surname. Actually, what one branch is found here in Armagh, quite famously. Yeah, the old Rogans of Armagh were probably the more famous branch, just down there. So there is an Irish. Mears, Upper Ormond, down here, where you see the Kennedys. It's around that area is where they're associated with. Westmeath, where mirrors of Westmeath? I don't know the mirrors of Westmeath. Interesting. Did I read the name wrong? Mirrors. Yeah, Upper Ormond. Very strange. I do have a video, O'Maher and Mira. Check that out and see on TikTok. It's one of the last few ones I put up. It's only like 4 or 5 videos down. And if that doesn't answer any of your questions, then let me know. But I don't know of any mirrors from Westmeath originally. What map are you using? Yeah. Hang on. Can you see that? Let me up. The map showing the principal Irish surnames at the commencement of the 17th century. I hope that helps. I didn't see your name, sorry. Person with the American flag. I hope that helps. Alright, how do I get this back into shot? Okay, it looks like it's Mac, thanks a million for the map. Do you know much about the McCarthys and Duhallow? No, it's funny because the McCarthys and Duhallow became the McCarthy McDonoughs. Here you go. And from them, you've got relations to the McAuliffes. And there's loads of information of them in the sort of 15th, 16th century, but there's not really a lot of it in the middle between their suspected formation and their and the Tudor conquest of Ireland and whatnot. So Duhallow's not really that well recorded, and I don't know if it was uh, because actually a lot of Munster families are. See, the annals are traditionally written in the north and the Iona, so a lot of northern families have well attested records, but in the south, we think there were Munster annals that were recording family genealogies. The McCarthys did do a book, the McCarthy book in the 13th, 14th century, um, but obviously it's filled with propaganda. Who can blame them? Everyone else was doing it, but yeah, I still need to do a bit more research on them. But I actually am doing a talk for subscribers only, paying subscribers and paying members, um, on Saturday about the McDonald's. So I'm in the process. I've just finished researching about the ones in Connacht and Ulster. So the McDonald's McCarthy's will get a mention in that video too, because obviously they started going by the name McCarthy. Have you heard of Gun Clan? I have, from Scotland, claiming Viking descent. But I'm not doing Scotland today. Oh no, my coffee went cold. Yeah, yuck. Ugh, didn't even do that. Bigfoot Trap, thank you very much for the rose. Hang on. I'm missing. I was told my Scottish and Irish heritage all derives from Ireland. I mean, there are families from Scotland who descend, or claim descent anyway, from Irish families, so it's not impossible. O'Callaghan's, there are multiple O'Callaghan's. So you have a very small branch of O'Callaghan's up here in Sligo, who are related to the O'Dowds. They ruled a wee place down here called Kinnell Algoe. And they claim descent from the Fiacre, who were a tribal group up here. Then you have the O'Callaghan's of Ulster, but probably you have O'Callaghan's in Leinster, but probably the most famous line is the O'Callaghan's descended from the Owenoctor, from Callahan, the king of Cashel. Here you go. They're probably the most famous and probably the most numerous. O'Leary's down here from the Kin'O'Leary. They were once part of quite a powerful king group in Munster before they were smashed by the Owenoctor. The O'Callaghan's and the McCarthys, the two families I just spoke about. But yeah, they're down here. Mr. Wolf, thank you very much for the Easter heart. Really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. McDermott's multiple unrelated lines, but probably the most famous line is the McDermott's here, who descend from the Silmurhi, which is the same branch as the so you've got the McDermott's here, you've got the McDermott's Row. They all descend from the Connaughter, same lines as like the O'Connors, but there are multiple. I believe there's a line up McDiarmid's or up in Inishowen, I think. So Sweeney, yeah, there you go. Sweeney Faned, Sweeney Tour. I have the full video of Sweeney's on YouTube. McSweeney's, McSwiney's. Sided with the English during the Scottish Wars of Independence. Lost, came to Ireland. Claimed to be of Irish descent anyway, from Amrahan. How true that is, anyone's guess. Wow. McReynolds, yep, they're down here. From Leitrim, I believe. Where do we go? There you go, McReynolds, one of the leading families of Leitrim. O'Reilly's, yeah, they're from Eastern Breffna, which was a kingdom. Where are we? We're looking around here. They're bound to be on here. Cavan. O'Reilly's. There you go. right here in Cavan. They were kings of Eastern Breffni, sometimes Western Breffni as well, kin and rivals to the O'Rourkes. Have you any book recommendations? Okay, this is a great question because it depends on how academic you want to go. If you want to go academic, um, full, very hard, heavy reading, I will recommend my favourite book, and that is Paul McCarter's Medieval Ireland Territorial, Political, and Economic Divisions. But it is heavy, heavy reading. Um, but if you want something just simple to start with, just a nice wee tidbit that will give you some information, some of it's a bit, I don't want to say wishy-washy in the sense of it's a very basic, basically how I'm doing it now, where I just say, oh yeah, the O'Reillys are from here, and I point you there and maybe give you a sentence or two. It's basically that in book format. Is the Books of Irish Families, Great and Small, by, I'm gonna have it here, by O'Loughlin. So they are a great way. That one's a great one to start you on, just like for a nosy. And a wee bit of a just a wee tidbit of information. So it depends, like I say, how you want to go. So they're both the books on either end of the spectrum. Um, you know, O'Malley's, yeah, they're here from the Emal King Group. Why are they not showing up on here? Very strange. You would think they'd show up on here. Anyway, yeah, O'Malley's from Mayo. From Grania. Grania O'Malley. Well, none of her descendants. Obviously, she married the Burkes and had a son, Tibbert Burke. But you know, she had brothers, I believe. Hang on, let me go back to YouTube. Make sure I'm not getting anyone. I do appreciate. So I'm starting to see a couple of names. I've already gone over. I don't want to have to keep repeating, but I will sort of go over ones that I don't have videos for. But if I have a video for, I will say. O'Hare. Yeah. See, the O'Hares are there's multiple variations of it. So like O'Hare, O'Hare, but there's sort of two main branches, and I think you have the O'Haras who claim they come from this O'Hara and they came up here, which is often anglicised to O'Hare, and then you have another branch down in Armagh as well. That's where the O'Hares are from, not the O'Haras. They're very similar names, which you can see the mingling of that up here. But yeah, these are Armagh and Antrim tend to be the most common places. Cass Walker, thank you very much for the rose. Carol, thank you for the rose. Lessons learned. Did I already thank you? No, I didn't. Easter Heart, thank you very much. Cass Walker again for the rose. Nick 16 thank you very much for the rose. And Anya, thank you very much for the rose as well. I really do appreciate them. Thank you. Yes, Shamrock, I've already covered them. I have a full video on the O'Dohertys on YouTube. Go to YouTube, the full history. But there you go, you can see them right there from Inishowen. Related to the Kinilconnell. So yeah, but I would say, like I say, if you hang on, if you McDonald, do you know what? I was hoping someone would say this. The McDonalds, as you can see here, this is the Scottish line. Okay, they come from the McDonalds of the Isles and Scotland, and they took this Northern Antrim for about 200 years. They're sort of like a semi-autonomous sort of region within Scottish and Irish history. You also have McDonald's, who were a Gallowglass family, related to the same line, but I think they came across earlier, and they were given lands in uh, in uh, Leinster. Then you have McDonald's over here, who are sort of the Corker Baskin rulers of sort of South Clare before the McMahons came in. Um, so there's another branch of McDonald's there, who are obviously of Irish extract. You'll obviously have O'Donnells who've re-Gaelicized their names with a Mac instead of an O whenever they've dropped the O in earlier centuries. Maybe just been Donald and then they've come back to McDonald. And I believe there is another Ulster line from Tyrone, but I'm not convinced on that one just yet. But yeah, McDonald's. My granny was Macaulay from Antrim. And my grandma was a Kelly. Yeah, if you're a Macaulay from Antrim or a Kelly from Antrim, more than likely you've come across with the modern migration with the plantations of Ulster. None of those names are really originating here. We've got Macaulays of Fermanagh, who are related to the Maguires. But more than likely you probably be descended from them. Did I see another? McMahons. Yeah, you've got two very famous branches. The McMahons. You've got the McMahons, Kings of Airchiela, Monaghan, will be there, and then the McMahons who are related to the O'Briens, and they would take Southern Clare. But there's a branch up here too. So yeah. Red Run River, thank you very much for your first gift as well. Thank you very much. Jerry Lime for your first gift, your heartmate. Thank you very much. Gina, thank you for the rose. Reed Mizener, apologies if I said that wrong. I probably did. Thank you very much for the little crown. Do appreciate them. Let's have a look here. What's happening on? Oh. Let's have a look here. YouTube, where have you gone? Don't say I lost YouTube again. I'll cry. McKeegan, Dondra saying McKeegan. I don't think they're going to show up on here. Yeah, you can have McKeegans from Clare, Galway sort of areas where they're associated with, and I think it's South Down, where it's County Down. There's going to be a branch there of McKeegans as well. But it's a corruption of a name, of an Irish name, McGeegan or something like that. I can't pronounce. Don't ask me to pronounce Irish surnames. I apologise. My Gaeilge is terrible. My mother's family was from Dungannon. Not far from my neck of the woods. There you go, there's Dungannon. A strong heartland for the O'Neills up until 16th century, 17th century. McLaughlin, yeah, there's loads of McLaughlins. Various branches. So you have the McLaughlins, who were kings of Ulster. They descend from the same line as the O'Neills. Then you have the McLaughlins, who changed sort of Clan Coleman. It's normally O'Mallolin. I can never pronounce that name. O'Mallolin. From Mail Shocknall, but there's obviously variations where they go McLaughlin. Then you have I believe there's a McLaughlin's down here in Clare. Or it's O'Loughlin. But some people will put a muck in front of that over time. And then you have the Loughlins who've come across from Scotland, who do claim an Irish descent. But, it's hard to pin that down or not. But yeah, and they came across and settled a lot of Ulster with the plantations of Ulster. O'Reilly, I've already done them. So there you go. O'Reillys of Cavan, Kings of Breffna, or Eastern Breffna. Sometimes Kings of full Breffna. depending on how powerful or weak their cousins, the O'Rourkes, were. Um, your voice sounds a lot like the fellow that did Go Out to Beg on the BBC series. No. I hope that's a compliment, but it's probably not. I know I have quite a nasally Northern Irish accent. Horrible. Uh, McShee. I'm guessing McShee is related to the O'Sheas, McShea, O'Sheas, which would be down here. For the Corcaduvna King group, they owned a wee bit of land here. Lost the lands quite early though. I know there's a Tipperary line, the O'Sheas or McShees even, spelt with a Shee, which that could be a variation of. They are not related to the O'Sheas of Kerry, which is down here. They are more than likely a Norman family. Um, yeah, so I don't know, but it depends which line you descend from. Since I'm a Yank and my family knowledge is rudimentary at best, a possible recommendation of books on O'Sullivan Moors and Beers. I have no clue which I may descend from. And to be fair, you may never know. There's not really a book that sort of differentiates the two lines. I can't think of an O'Sullivan book that. So I know O'Sullivan Bearer's brother wrote a book in the 16th or 17th century. He was a priest and a historian, and when he went to Spain, he wrote a book. I can't think of any. If I go into my YouTube channel, I think all my videos. So if you go into my O'Sullivan history video, if you go to the description, there's all my sources in there where I got all the information from. I don't know if I name his book in there. I can't remember. If I'm more than likely used his source. I read somewhere that the O'Cullen, McCarthy, O'Donovans were all affiliated with Munster, the Owenachta. Yes. So I think the O'Cullens actually are associated with Limerick, and I don't know if they're actually Owenacht. I can't remember, but yeah, the O'Donovans are bound to be Higo O'Donovans, McCarthy's. So the king group that eventually took over Munster were the Owenacht, who the main family eventually became the McCarthys, but obviously there are sub branches from that. Moran, yes, there's loads of Morans, primarily from Ulster and Connacht. So you have a Moran family in Leitrim. You have two Morans in Fermanagh, unrelated lines, often anglicised to McMurran, and then you have basically one in Mayo and one in Galway, and then I believe there's another Moran that's associated with the O'Kellys. So you're looking north west Ireland. For the Morans, Morris, I have a TikTok on them right down near the bottom. The Morrishy. Check it out. Oh my god. So Cashel? I don't know. Would they have taken the name from Cashel in Tipperary? Not come across that as a surname before. I apologise. I've never come across it before. Miss Charlie, thank you very much for the flame heart. Elizabeth Williams, thank you for the rose. Damien Pollock, thank you for the rose. Wendy C, thank you for the rose. Kitana, thanks for the rose. Trisha C, thank you for the flame heart. Sunny Nimbus, thank you for the flame hearts. AJ for the rose. She's a lady for the heart me. Bambi and Miss Daisy, thank you very much for the rose. And Megan Morrison, thank you very much for the rose. And I don't know if Red Rum River, I think I did already thank you, but thank you again. McCleary's from Donegal, yeah, probably descended from the O'Clearys, who were Efiacra king group from North Clare, South Connacht region. From the Ifiakra Ein group, and they were dispersed, and they became historians and clerics and brehons for many families, including the O'Donnells. Moriartys tend to be found down here in South Ulster. I don't know if they're going to be on this map. I'm not sure if they were landholders by the time of the 17th century, but Moriartys tend to come from the same line as McCarthy's. I think they're actually Oanocta Lochleen, so this group here, but they're definitely an Oanocta branch. Oh, I thought I saw McDermott. You did. You'll have seen it in probably a couple of places, but there's the more famous McDermotts here. Like I've sort of covered them. They were related to the O'Connors. Good evening, Silver Bullet. How are we doing? Crack is mighty. The crack is mighty. Oh. Collins. I think did we do Collins? James, have you asked for a Falloon before? James, was that you that asked me about Falloons before? Or was that someone else? I have, yes, and did I promise you I would look into them? Did I promise you I would look into them? Let's... Ooh, hang on. I'm waiting for James to reply. Oh, I need hold music. Oh, I don't think it was me then. Oh, but it doesn't matter. It's Falloon. I did. So someone else asked for it. Well, you asked for it as well, maybe. But someone else did, and I didn't know anything about them. I'd never come across the name. I don't know what I've done with my phone. And I took some notes because I found them. I tracked them down. What have I done with my phone? You would think the amount of time I'm on it, it would be stuck to my hand. And yet it is not. Is that what fell off my desk? Did my phone fall off my desk? Or have I put one of these books on top of it? Oh no. I have no... do you know what? This is my ADHD brain. I'm probably looking right at it. I have nothing on this desk apart from a cup of coffee and like a stack of books. Oh, do you know why? It's because I've got the light off. It's dark in my house and it was on my screen. So here we go. If you hear buzzing, I'm sorry. I'm on my phone. When I get there, I only found out this family the other day, so I haven't sort of memorized it. But the Falloons are from Tyrone, Offaly, and Athlone. So Tyrone up here, this area here, Offaly, and the biggest one is these guys here in Athlone. Normally it's anglicised to O'Fallon, but Falloon is a variation of that. My surname is Kelly will be everywhere, and you would be right. But the most famous line is here. I would say check out my O'Kelly of Kula video. It goes into one of the branches, but I think I sort of touch on all of them. There's like 7 unrelated families, one in Scotland and one in England as well. So, Kinsella, from the E. Kinsella of Leinster. Related to, so E. Kinsella here, down there. Related to the McMurrors, the Kavanaghs, that sort of stuff. Ryans, loads of Ryans, like 5 branches of Ryans, but probably the most famous Ryans are from Tipperary. And even on this, but yeah, Tipperary there's the most famous line, but you've got Ryans from Donegal. I think there's up to 5 sort of branches of Ryan around the whole of Ireland. So yeah, there's a lot. I will be doing a video on them soon though, very soon. Fallon, I just literally covered them. Fallon, O'Fallon, the most famous lines here from Athlone, but you've got branches in Offaly and Fermanagh. Did I say no, Tyrone? Tyrone. Ingham. So, Fancy, thank you very much for the heart me. Tomcat for the flame. For the flame heart. Jodie Rose for the roses, thank you. Brandy Day, thank you very much for the rose. Could you give me the title of the academic book somewhere? Yeah, right here. Hang on. Everyone, excuse me while I write this. Dr. Paul McCarter. Oh, hang on, I'll write the actual medieval Ireland. That's the main title. But it's got like territorial, political, and economic divisions. You'll see there's like an Ogham stone on the picture. So yeah, and that's sort of like I say, it doesn't go. It just goes into like what it does is he goes into. Oh, have I just closed it down? Did I just close YouTube? Oh, I don't know what happened there. I've got a gaming mouse and it has a button on the side, and I thought it killed you. Let me know if you're still here on YouTube. I don't know if it's still recording or not. O'Connell's are down here. You find O'Connell's, McConnell's, but down this neck of the woods here. Could be from the Cork or Duvna, could be from the Nocta Lochleen King groups, but Kerry. Yeah, so that's them. But yeah, if you let me know if you struggle to find that book, and if you do, but oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So what he does is he looks more at the territory, like the name of the tours, the triachets, the lands, like the baronies and stuff, and how their names are changed. But he also has like some information in it about the families that ruled it, but the old families. And it's not so much that he goes into a great detail about the families so much, but he really does go into a lot of detail about the land ownership and some of the older families, the older king groups, and it's a really in-depth book, but it will have vital information that isn't found anywhere else. So it's definitely worth. I don't know how much it was. I know it cost me a pretty penny. And you know, so it's one of them. Let's get back to seeing. I've probably missed loads of names on TikTok, and they're. I'm sorry about that. That's what happens. That's what happens. Hang on, I did see a name. Silverbullet asked a question. You're still here, Coulter. Have you covered McCracken? I have not. Now, the funny thing about McCracken is, so McCracken tends to come from Scotland. I'm thinking Galloway. You'd be correct. Galloway tends to come from Galloway, but it comes from Norton, like the McNaughtons, and we do have Norton, Irish Nortons in Clare, but I'm not sure if they ever have had their name anglicised to McCracken or not. But if they both descend from the same name, I can't see why they wouldn't. So it's possible that maybe the McNaughtons also McCrackens also have a link to Clare, a branch of them. But I would say that McCrackens of Ulster would be of modern arrival or early modern, with the plantations. So Doyle's, why would I not cover them? Why would I not? Even though I cover them all the time. Traditionally associated with Wicklow, but literally everywhere. Every town you can see from in the middle of Ireland, all the coastal regions, Doyle's are there. And I'm a Doyle. and this is my neck of the woods. This is where my family descends from. Now, I do have a video of them on TikTok, so have a look and have a wee nosy. Whoa, are all the Falloons coming into Fallons and Falloons coming in tonight? And he's not coming at the same time, or is it just one person just changing his account? Down here, at Lone. McMahon's again. More McMahons. Here, McMahon's and Monaghan. McMahon's and Clare. Two very powerful separate lines, unrelated. O'Callaghan is Cork, I think. Actually, O'Callaghan's from everywhere. But yeah, the big family in Cork. I covered them earlier. You have O'Callaghan's here from the Owen. You have a small branch of O'Callaghan's up here from the Fiacra, who were ruled by the O'Haras. And then you have O'Callaghan from Ulster, but I can't remember which line they descend from off the top of my head. Donovan's are down here. Did I already cover Donovan's? There you go. I can't remember. I think they're Owen Octor. They could be Cork League. They're king groups, but I'm pretty sure they're Owen Octor. Burn. If you want Burn, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. I have a full video on YouTube. Promise you. Promise you it'll be worth it. I mean, it's terrible. I'm not a video editor. Like, I don't have that sort of skill set, but I try. Oh, Hines from Galway, right here. I think that's actually maybe a picture of their castle. Well worth a look. Beautiful castle, Leo Hines. McCormick's are Scottish and Irish, but there's so many like multiple origin points for the surname. There's not actually like a singular place, and but I would say that if you are a McCormick from Ulster, you're more than likely from a Scottish line. Oh, that book's fell off again. And if you're from a McCormick from anywhere else in Ireland, it can come from so many variations. Unfortunately, there's not like a specific. That map has it wrong. This this map was done by I think by the English. I'm not sure when it was written. Maybe you want me to edit that out. Cian is Cahan. There's a branch here, but there's multiple variations. There's also Cahans down here in County Cork as well. Bernie or McBurney. I do not know any McBurney or Bernie. I do know the name. I don't know where it's from, unfortunately, off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I will look for the next live, and I'll let you know if you're still here. Tricia Stallings, thank you very much for the rose. Kristen Gleason, thank you very much for the sparkler. Kev for the roses, appreciate them, thank you very much. Colette for the roses. Kev again for more roses. Shelley B, thank you for the rose. And Colette again. Elizabeth Williams, thank you very much for the rose. Kristen Gleason again for the sparkler, thank you. And Vintage Lady with the massive 10, thank you very much. Colette, thank you. I'm sorry I missed these when I was waffling. Noxious Peacock, thank you very much for the roses. Sandy in the Sun for the rose and the heart maze. Colette again. Jean Lynn Conway, thank you for the rose. Vintage Lady with all this. Oh, Colette is Elizabeth. Wow, all of these. Jim, thank you very much. Sunny Nimbus, thank you very much for the roses. Fancy for the heart me. Tomcat with the heart flame hearts. Jody for all the roses. Wow, I've missed so many. I've just been waffling non-stop. I apologise, I missed them. Nat Trini, thank you very much. And Branston, thank you very much for the sparkler. I really do appreciate them. Vintage Lizzie. So, what I will do is, Vintage Lizzie, I will write this name down. I will when I lost my phone. Oh, that's what fell on the floor. My phone. Can't reach. Mold. I will put them on my list. And anyone will tell you who's a regular here. I do look at them. and try and research them. And I'm live again tomorrow and Thursday, same time, and I will hopefully have an answer for you this week. I more than likely will. Mark Burning. Oh, hang on, I'm writing that in the wrong place. I won't see it if I write it in the wrong place. Requests. McBurney. If anyone's typing right now, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. Right, okay, I'm back. Right. Armstrong is a Scottish surname. I know a branch claims to be Irish, but I haven't found a link to that. McCurtains are from Ulster. They're from up here. McCurtains. There you go. Link to the McCartans. McCurtain's a variation of McCartan. Are Irish Owens normally related to the O'Neills considered Owen or Tur Owen? He doesn't look at them. Fionn, go away, you're banned. What do you mean? Are they considered Owen or Tyrone? Tyrone is Tyrone is the kingdom name, is the name of the Tuatha that was ruled by the Kinlowen. Are you saying that? And then obviously multiple branches broke off, so you would have O'Neills of Clandeboy. There's an O'Neill branch that made its way down to Armagh. Of the Fuse, I think. There you go, O'Neill of the Fuse, and multiple variations. So I don't understand the question though. Like, because are you saying that do they descend from this branch of O'Neills or Clandeboy or the Fuse? Because technically they're all related, in some way or another. But again, Owen would just be an Anglicization of Owen. Kinlowen, so there could be multiple branches of them. Flanagans, there you go, there's a Flanagans. Did I do a video on the Flanagans? I can't remember. Too many names. Oh, it was the Farrells. Sorry, it was the Farrells, but the Flanagans are here. There you go. North Leitrim, South Fermanagh. Dudorino, thank you for the roses. Pink Cupcakes, thanks for the roses. Chainsaw Princess, thanks for the rose. Julie Kerr, thank you for the rose. Branston Pickles, thank you very much for the sparkler. My name is O'Farrell. Hi, Fred Aikens here. Oh, Fred, I gifted you a 1 month subscription. So, because TikTok said I could give a free one, and since you come to every live and you gift so much, I felt I should give you a free subscription. So, no, you're very welcome. You're always here. It's nice to see you. So I thought I couldn't think of anyone better for the free gift. It's only for a month. They only let me do it for a month, but which means you can come to the members only live on Saturday if you like. If you find yourself bored. Hang on. So my last name's O'Farrell. Yeah, the O'Farrells are down here. I literally did a video on the O'Farrells the other day. I was so tired doing it, and I look like I had a stroke. And that's not to be offensive to anyone that's had one, but I just generally looked like I had. I woke up and realised I hadn't done a live, so it was done at silly o'clock. Not a live, I hadn't done a video. I'll be there. Brilliant. Can't wait to see you. Blair is an Irish, no, it's a Scottish surname, associated with is Aberdeenshire. It's around the same area as the Shores. It's quite central Scotland. So yeah, it's quite. Hang on. Kelly, thank you very much for the sleigh. Over yonder, thank you very much for the heart me. And for the rose. Fred Egan, thank you very much for the heart me and the rose. I really do appreciate it. And Ronnie K, thank you for the heart me. O'Neill, well, it wouldn't be a Oh, thank you very much for the hand heart, Ronnie. It wouldn't be a video without an O'Neill. So here you go. O'Neills for days in Tyrone, all the way to Antrim, all the way to Armagh. Um, Came from the Kinlow O'Neill King group, but mustn't forget. I don't think they appear on here, but there's an O'Neill branch, unrelated, from Clare too. So, but the O'Neills were a very powerful family for a very long time. Pyramid Guy, thank you for the rose. My 66 for the rose. Ultra Ura, thank you very much. Is that how you pronounce Ura? Thank you for the heartbeat. Colette again for the rose. So let's have a look here. As in, not all Owens are Welsh descent. I'm just wondering if Irish people called Owens are normally related to Tyrone folk. I have relatives from County Down called Owens, so Clandy Boy. Yeah, so not all Owens are of Welsh descent. Did I do? Oh no, I did Hughes. If you look at the Hughes video, you'll have the same outcome for the Owens. It's along the same lines as that for how sort of names have come in. Yeah, but I would say if you are an Owen from Ulster, it's a very good chance, unless you have actual records, that you are related to the Kinlowen groups. But then again, it's hard to, unless you have DNA, it's very hard to distinguish between the lines. I would have said, like, if you can find your earliest ancestor, and if they're like Presbyterian or something, then maybe you can sort of associate that. But it doesn't really translate well into the modern era when we're so integrated now. My family are from, say, a traditionally Catholic background, but my brother married a Presbyterian. His children are now Presbyterian. So it's kind of one of those. McCaslin's are Scottish, I believe. I don't know of any Irish McCaslins off the top of my head. I'm not sure of an Irish branch of McCaslins, but I will look into them. McCaslins. Let me do a bit more research on them, and I will come back to you for the next live. Hello, Rian. How you doing? Farrell. I've got a video on Farrell. Literally 3 days ago. I'll tell you what you need to start the journey. But I've got like so much information on Farrell. I need to put it into a video. A long form video on YouTube. I probably will very soon. I need to finish. I need to get more long form content. Don't I? Scullies are from Westmeath. Boop boop boom. I don't think they're going to be on here. They weren't really like a powerful landowning family. Couldn't get that word out. But yeah, sort of central Westmeath, and I believe they were actually. Oh wait, I've got their name in my next one of my videos. I'm doing the Erner clans, and I think Scully's in there. Scully. But I can't see it. I'm near sure they're in here. Anyway, there's an Erna clan from Tipperary too. But I can't. I've got a list of about 1,000 names here. So, and I've maybe misspelled it in my notes, so I can't see it at the minute. But yeah, Tipperary, Erna family. They will appear briefly in a video coming up soon on YouTube, and then Westmeath is Scully's. Ronnie, Kev, I'm a Doherty. Yeah, from up here, I have a video on the Dohertys. Do I have to? I do have a video on YouTube on the Dohertys. It's only an 8-minute video, So it's got really annoying background music. I apologize. But yeah, it's um, it'll give you the information on the authorities related to the Kilconnell. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where I'm from, there's a lot of Protestant O'Neills and O'Connors. It's not that uncommon, although they may sound dumb. Maybe they're a Scottish O'Neill family that never dropped the O. um, so yeah, you have a lot of families who converted for various reasons. It will happen. It's a very poor way to sort of distinguish between lines based on religion, but it's a good way to start if you're investigating between, say, maybe Campbells or O'Neills or. I know there is a branch of O'Neills, hereditary landowning O'Neills, who descend from an English family. I think it's the Chichesters, and they changed the name to O'Neill as well, so they could be related to them. And I know our the first Prime Minister of Northern Ireland was O'Neill, but I can't find what line he descends from. And obviously, he would have been definitely would have been Protestant. Could you have imagined? Clan MacNeil is a new clan apparently. Clan MacNeil is maybe, I don't know why they'd be considered new. They were definitely around for a long time. The two branches, they just they're. I know DNA results have shown that they're of Norse descent. Their ancestor was of Norse, Viking, whatever extract, and but they claimed an O'Neill descent because it was politically advantageous to be of Irish descent on the Isles of Scotland. Curries, there's loads of curries, but there's curries down here. Curry, where are you? The old curries. Where did I see them? I can't remember where they're from, but I definitely see. There you go, Cavan. And then I know there's the reason I can see them is because I know there's a curries from Cork as well, but I don't think they were that big of landholders. But yeah, but they appear here. There you go. Oh, curries of Cavan. Ronnie K, thank you. Don't. You're very welcome, Ronnie. Like I say, they will appear. Scullies will appear briefly on one of my upcoming videos. I think I'm just look if I can find the church. Problem is, I'm doing all the Erna families of Ireland, in one big video, and but trying to find the churches that they're associated with is hard. Yes, North America, there was an O'Neill land, and North Belfast as a Skeg O'Neill, and then Chichester took over the O'Neill and just kept the name of the territory. They aren't pretending. Yeah, so I know, didn't Chichester above above Belfast, obviously, you've got the oh my god, why am I forgetting Napoleon's Nose? But why am I forgetting the name of the mountaintop? Literally, oh my god. Everyone jumps off it when they don't want to when they want to delete themselves. Oh my god. Anyway, there was it'll come to me, but Ballysillon's on the it's right. Anyway, Cave Hill. Thank you. Why could I not get Cave Hill out? I knew everything about it, but there. Famous for 1792 rebellion meetings. Anyway, Cave Hill. I believe there was a stone thrown up there for inaugurations of O'Neill's, a branch of O'Neill's, and it was destroyed by Chichester. Black Mountain. That's right. Yeah, don't know why it was. See, this is when you talk for 2 hours about surnames and locations. It gets hard to retain it all. Oh, Doyle. I have Doyle's in my video, and Burns. Doyle's and Burns as videos. I didn't know you knew about 17. Of course I do. When it comes to the rebellions of 1798, I'd know like my local history. So I know about the skirmish in Portaferry. I know about the meetings in Cave Hill. I know about the pub in Belfast, um, which was one of my uh, drinking spots for a while when I was younger. Um, but it's very rudimentary, father passed on father to son. It's not peer based history knowledge. Is it O'Connell's in? I can't even remember Belfast. Collins Bar. Anyway, uh, hang on. Hang on. Someone says they're leaving, and I want to see what they are saying. What surname you're saying? I mean, you can leave. Obviously, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I miss your name, um, there are so many that come up along so many chats. I do apologise. O'Mahony. Yep, I thought that was. There you go. O'Mahony's from the Kinnell, from the O'Noctor. Same line as the McCarthy's, O'Donovan's, O'Sullivan's, O'Mahony's. McHugh. I have a video on the McHughes on TikTok. Multiple variations, multiple descendants. Probably one of the more famous ones are related to the O'Neills. Um, uh, O'Driscolls. Yeah, I've got a video on the short video on the O'Driscolls on TikTok. But here you go from the Cork League group who originally ruled Cork Munster before the O'Noctor rose up. And the McCarthys rose up and kicked them. They were actually from further up, and then they were pushed down into Baltimore. I've done Mahoney. Here you go, right here. Related to the O'Donovans and McCarthys. Hang on. Gangs, defenders, people. Yeah, yeah, so yeah, I know about the People Day Boys and the Defenders and that the formation of the Orange Order upon that. Is it the Battle of it's the Battle of Diamond or something when a bunch of defenders turned up with pitchforks and were met with rifles. Have you done Murphy? I'm new here. I've done Murphy quite a few times, and I will do a video on them. But there are multiple Murphys all the way up this coast. And yeah, they descend primarily. Most Murphys along here would descend from the McMurroghs, who were kings of Leinster. There's often a claiming that they're of Viking descent, but more than likely 99.9% of them are of Irish descent. But I will do a video on them because there are so many branches of them. There needs to be a movie about that. But then again, how do you cover history? But the problem is when your history is written, I think a lot of history is politically motivated around that time frame, and it would make a lot of people look quite not so good. So they maybe don't want to do that. Hang on, Spicy Drots. I don't know what you said. Lynch from Donegal. Lynches from Donegal would probably be from the Antrim Lynchies, maybe. I don't know of any other reason there'd be Lynches in Donegal, unless they came from England. And then you have the Lynches of Galway, who are of Norman extract. Siege Jadderville is a battle my granddad fought in. Gunn is his last name. Yeah, Guns tends to be a Scottish name. They claim Viking descent. Take that with a pinch of salt. But Siege of Jadderville is great. Northern Lynch here, yeah. So from the Dalry added Lynchies, Lynch. Hang on. Let's see here. Good and bad on both sides. Yes, I agree. Very, very good and bad on both sides is a good way to look at it. Connolly, yeah, probably most famous Connollys are Kings of Brega, down here, between Leith. I believe there are Connolly's up in further up in Ulster too. Um, Loads of branches, but I know of the Connolly's of Brega were Kings of Brega or Leith. I'm surprised they don't appear on here. Maybe they'd lost a lot of their lands by time. I mean, it's so close to the Peel, it's probably, and it's part of Leith, so yeah, they probably lost a lot of their lands quite early on. Um, Oh, go. Right. O'Meara, I've done a video on the O'Mearas. If you want to go check that out, um, I will. It's literally only a couple of days old, so it should be quite easy to find. Um, O'Grady's, yeah, O'Grady's from Clare. Will they appear on here? No. But the O'Grady's are tend to be from Clare, County Clare. Um, I think they're related to they're related to the O'Briens. O'Hara's. There's two O'Hara's. They both claim to be related to each other, but I'm not too sure about that. These O'Hara's here from the Fikra Mui. Nope, they're not. The O'Hara here are not from the Fikra. That's the O'Dowds. The O'Hara's are from. Where are the O'Hara's from? Anyway, they're not related to the O'Dowds. They come from another branch, and it's going to annoy me. Anyway, but they're over here in Sligo, and then a bunch of them claim they moved up here, and they are related to each other apparently, but I'm yet to find any reason for that. Gallagher's are from Donegal, right here, related to the O'Donnells. O'Neill, is there a difference between O'Neill and O'Neill? Someone got lazy and didn't put an extra L in when they were writing the name down. No, it's literally no different. It's just the way they were spelled by whoever was spelling them at the time. So yeah, it's literally that's just the way it is. You'll see whenever I do any of my videos that I'll put multiple variations of the same name. So yeah, Quinn. There's loads of Quinns. Probably the most famous lines related to the O'Kellys, but there's literally Quinns in like Roscommon's the most popular, but there's Quinns up here because there's multiple variations for it. It comes from O'Cuin, this is O'Conin, so this wherever the O'Cuins, etc. were, that's where you get Quinn from. But the Roscommon line's probably the most famous. O'Shea, I have a video of them on if you want to have a look at them. That will give you all you need to know to start your journey. There will be a full video on YouTube eventually. Yeah. Me, yes, the O'Mees, the O'Meadach. The O'Meadach are from Westmeath. I don't think there's any land holding branches of them. But they were from the clan Emia. So yeah, but Westmeath. Oh, sorry, I've just someone said some people have been Mommy Random. Thank you very much for the gifts, Rian. I get so distracted that I'm sorry, waffling away. Star, thank you very much for the perfume. Mommy Random again for the heart me. Catherine for the heart me. Danielle for the heart me. Colette for the rose again. Danielle, donks, thanks for the roses. Rian for the heart ray. Colette, Mitzi, thank you very much for the bracelet and the heart ray. Yvette, thank you for the bracelet. Greg, Marion for the heart ray. Mitzi again for all those roses and sparklers and heart rays, and Yvette for the heart ray again. Colleen, white flag. Kev, Trippy Hooks, I don't know if I already thanked you. I think I did. Thank you very much. Little one, thank you. Claire, Kimberly Flag. So many. Shannon comes from the Shanahans down in Clare. The me of County Mayo. I don't know of me from County Mayo. I just know of the Westmeath branch, but it's quite possible that a branch did descend from me. Yeah. I only know the Westmeath branch. But there's normally multiple, like I said, there's multiple variations for and branches that are unrelated, all over Ireland. So I've gifted Fahy. You don't have to gift. You don't have to gift to get a name. I will try and get to all the names as best I can before midnight, before the end of the live, and then I'll be on tomorrow and the night after. You don't have to gift for me to I'm being told off by TikTok. It's that time of the night where TikTok tells me it's nearly time to end. I will try, but anyway, the Fahy's from Galway. From County Galway. From this neck of the work. So Riley, Claire, yeah, Riley's are from Cavan. They're related to the O'Rourke's. They were kings of Breffna, Eastern Breffna. Thank you, Avocado, Colette, and sent me Rose. Star sent me 10 roses. Thank you very much, and Claire for the flowers. But yeah, the O'Reillys are here. So the kings of East Breffna, related to but sometimes they were kings of the whole of Breffna. It just depended on how weak or strong their cousins were, the O'Rourke's. Costellos are part of the Burkes. I think they do appear on this map. In Connacht. Costello. There you go, Mac Costello. And they're related to the Burkes. Fitzgeralds. I've covered them so many times. Munster and Kildare. There you go, Fitzgeralds. Came across in 1169 with Strongbow. Smashed their way across, broke into hundreds of lines. Became very Gaelic, very Irish. Fought 2 wars against the English. The Desmond Rebellions. Lost their lands. And that is the story all about how their life got turned upside down. Hang on, whoa. I'm a descendant of Brian Brew. I think even Queen Elizabeth and what's her son called? King Charles are descendants of Brian Brew. Lots of us are in some way, but it's still pretty cool. The O'Briens, obviously. O'Neills are Ulster. Very famously ruled kings of Ulster for a long time, and there's a branch down here in Clare. Okay. O'Rourke's, yeah, we just covered the O'Reillys, but they are related to the O'Reillys. They're at Leitrim. O'Rourke's here. Funny thing about the O'Reillys and O'Rourke's, they claim to be related to the O'Connors, but they're not. More than likely not. Brennan, there's loads of Brennans, but probably the biggest Brennans were from Usherger or Ossery, related to the Fitzpatricks. Brennans, there you go. Oh my god, so many names. Right, hang on. I've been ignoring YouTube for a quick minute. Let's get all these. Let's get all these I'm going back to YouTube. Where did you... Right. I'm in a big, deep discussion about the 18th century. Why not? Why not have a big discussion about 18th century history, which is totally not my area of expertise, but why... Right, so what are you saying, Fionn? Where did you say the Heenies were from again? Yeah, from Oriel. Hiela. Did I say Rathvilland? Can't remember. Probably. They're from Oriel. They're from... I'm all the way down here. I'm not even looking. So it wouldn't be impossible for them to be from Rathvilland. But from Armagh. I think there's a branch from Mayo as well. But you're looking Armagh's basically. The Heenies. Homeland. Hello, thanks for doing this. You're very welcome, Dave. I was told my grandaunt that our line of Murrays were of Pictish descent from the Evina. Well, the Evina aren't of Pictish descent. Unless you're thinking there are groups that probably settled in Ireland from Brythonic groups. I know the Lagan are one of the ones that claim it. And there are other things, but the Evina are but that's very early history, and to say someone's of Pictish descent, when this family are speaking Gaelic, acting Gaelic, dressing Gaelic, even if they are of paternal Brythonic descent, is it's a bit that too much down a rabbit hole for one discussion. But I will go on to the Evina eventually and cover the O'Kellys. But I dispute the Pictish descent. He could mean Cruithin, not Pictish. Yeah, again, that's a debate and discussion for another day, whether that actually means what it means. It's argumented amongst scholars, and I will weigh in eventually with my 2 pence. Yeah, I get, like I say, but I think the term Pictish is misleading. It's more what I'm getting at, than actual, just to say, they are of Pictish descent, and that's to say there is a homogeneous, Pictish, culture, before the sort of 6th, 7th century, which by this stage the Evina are well established in Ireland. Strange Potato, thank you very much. How you doing? Easter Heart, thank you. Chief Polinsky, thank you very much for the roses. Country Gal, Dunks, Kimberly Flag, Avocado, Colette. I think I've already thanked you guys, but thanks very much again for that. Really do appreciate it. Anna, the Colquhoun are are Scottish. I'm not really doing Scottish, but they're from Loch Lomond. Very famous family around that area. But there are no sort of Irish lines that I'm aware of. Have you read The Twilight Lords by Burley? No, I have not. It sounds like, it doesn't sound like a... I don't read historical fiction, and I know there's some really great work out there. The only one I've ever read is Rua Butler's work, because I've worked with Rua Butler, and he does the Norman invasion of Ireland, and he's a great researcher. So I kind of trust him when he's giving me some historical fiction. But no, I haven't read that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are. Maybe it's a history book. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Lundy. Lundies are found all over Ireland. I believe they're from Norman extract. Um, they're famously, I know the O'Moores had a rivalry against them. O'Moores here, so they're probably from south. Uh, yeah, the Gagans, they're up here. Boo 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 boo. Gagan. McGagan. Here you go. Westmeath. Associated with the southern Neil. Right. I'm gonna Lundy. See, um, uh, hares. I've done hares. Hares are either a branch of the Antrim O'Haras, and there's also another branch in South Ulster as well, Armagh, I think, off the top of my head, but I can't go through it again. Right, but that is me. It's midnight. It's time for me to go to sleep. It's midnight here in Ireland, but I will be on tomorrow. And if I didn't get to your name tonight, Nicole, thank you very much for the heart roses. Funky Stitches, thank you. Bad Kitty, thank you. Strange Potato, thank you very much for the gifts. Look, and if you're anyone wants to subscribe, become a subscriber to the channel, we have this Saturday the members only, subscriber only lives, where you get me in a room, just the two of us, and 60 other subscribers, and we're talking about the McDonoughs and the O'Breslins. So please feel free to come across, subscribe. It's like £3 a month. You get a once a month membership only live, and there's other perks there too. So if that's something you're interested in, please get to it. If not, don't worry, it'll always be free. What map is this? The map is a I did post it earlier. I'm sorry. Maps showing principal surnames at the commencement of the 17th century. It is on Wikipedia. It's a great wee map. Some families missing, but God save the king, Brian Baru. I think he needs saving. So yeah, thanks very much for everyone. I will get to these other names. Thank you. I'll find it. Yeah. Hang on. Kels, let me do this. Oh my God. I don't know if that'll help. I hope that helps, girls. But like I say, if I didn't get to, thank you, Rian. Thank you very much. If I didn't get to your name, I will try and get to it. Again, is Conway an Irish name at all? It is an Irish name. It is an Irish name. There's many branches of Conway. The only reason I'm throwing you in there, Tito, is because you did gift, and I'm not doing it to anyone else's gift. I'm sorry if I've missed you. I am sorry. But yeah, Conway's a variation of Conway, but there are Welsh and Scottish variations of the name, McConway. But it is an Irish name. Yeah, so that's it. Stop dragging me more into more conversations. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. It was great seeing you all. Hope to see you all again tomorrow. Slán go fóill. You're drinking Magnus ciders right now. I'll see you tomorrow, film. Yeah, I'm gonna head on. Slán Silver, thank you very much, Silver Bullet. Great to see you, and have a good night. I'm gonna sleep tight for work tomorrow. Slán go fóill.